In the summer of 1977, in Wichita, Kansas, a phone call in the dead of night shattered the silence in the home of Ruth Finley. This was no ordinary interruption. It was a chilling echo from a past that Ruth had buried deep within, a past she had hoped never to revisit. Ruth, a 47-year-old telephone company employee, found herself suddenly thrust into a shadowy realm of fear and uncertainty. The caller, a stranger, dredged up a horrifying incident from Ruth's teenage years, an incident she had kept hidden even from those closest to her. The voice on the other end coldly recited a newspaper article from 1946. The caller's voice, chillingly detached, revealed a sinister intent. He was threatening to expose Ruth's painful past to the world unless she paid him. Ruth was engulfed in a wave of fear and confusion, struggling to comprehend why her past was suddenly resurfacing and why this stranger sought to exploit her deepest pain. But Ruth's spirit was not easily broken. She refused to bow down to the faceless tormentor. With a surge of defiance, she hung up the phone, hoping that this would put an end to the nightmare. But peace remained elusive. The phone calls didn't stop. They multiplied, each one a chilling reminder of the traumatic event from her teenage years. And then came a disturbing letter, echoing the same horrifying narrative. She started receiving more calls and even a disturbing letter, all echoing that traumatic event from her youth. Months passed, and the harassment escalated. The mysterious caller transformed into a shadowy figure, infiltrating Ruth's every day. He was an unwelcome spectre, a phantom who seemed to know too much about her life. His unexpected appearances were chilling, his veiled threats more terrifying than the last. Ruth's world was spinning, the lines between her present reality and the haunted corridors of her past growing increasingly blurred. The fear was constant, the dread suffocating. Her life was no longer her own. Instead, it was dictated by the whims of this stranger. Ruth was trapped in a waking nightmare, her every moment tinged with the terror of what might come next. Then the situation took a horrifying turn. The threats were no longer just words or unsettling appearances. Ruth was kidnapped, subjected to an assault that mirrored the traumatic event of her youth. This harrowing experience, vivid and real, pushed Ruth to the edge. Police involvement deepened the mystery. The dark shadow of the BTK strangler loomed over Wichita, injecting a chilling dread into the heart of the city. This notorious figure was known for his relentless reign of terror, his heinous crimes casting a pall over the community. Ruth's ordeal seemed to be unfolding against this grim backdrop, adding a sinister layer to an already perplexing case. The investigators, drawing on their skills and experience, dove headfirst into the enigma. They sifted through countless pieces of evidence, from cryptic phone records to obscure letters. They painstakingly pursued every lead, every potential connection that might bring them closer to the truth. Yet, the deeper they delved, the more elusive the answers became. The investigation was like a labyrinth, a maze of confusion and dead ends. Investigators, desperately trying to piece together the puzzle, found themselves entangled in a web of confusion and false leads. In a shocking turn, the relentless investigation led to an unimaginable revelation. The calls, the letters, the very abduction, all were orchestrated by Ruth herself. The mystery unraveled, not to reveal a looming external threat, but a tragic internal struggle. Ruth was not just the victim, she was also the architect of her own torment. This was no ordinary tale of stalking. It was a chilling account of a mind haunted by past trauma. A mind that had fabricated a narrative so real, so terrifying, that it blurred the line between reality and illusion. This was not a story of deception, but an alarming manifestation of a dissociative disorder, a psychological defense mechanism, a desperate attempt by Ruth's mind to deal with the unresolved pain from her youth. The trauma, buried deep within her, had found a way to surface, to make its presence known. She was both the victim and the architect of her suffering, her mind creating a narrative to express and yet escape from her pain. The revelation marked the beginning of Ruth's journey towards healing. With the weight of her past no longer a secret, Ruth found herself on a path of understanding and acceptance. Her family, a beacon of love and support, stood by her side, their bond strengthened in the crucible of shared pain. Professional help guided Ruth, teaching her to navigate the labyrinth of her mind. Through therapy and relentless courage, Ruth began to reclaim her life. With support from her family and professional help, Ruth confronted the demons of her past.